Hello friends, my name is Venkatesh Marke and welcome back to my channel. Friends, in today's video, we are going to talk about strategy. How strategy is important to any organization. Also, we are going to talk about the proven strategies because of which many brands has got success in the today's business world. So, without further ado, let's start with our strategies. Friends, before we start, I wanted to have one disclaimer. One strategy will not or may not suit for every business. What I mean to say is that every business will have a different strategy. For example, if I'm working in the medical devices, in medical devices strategy will be different, or for medical devices strategy will be different. For FMCG industry strategy will be different. For food industry strategy will be different. For, let's say, for shoes or the clothing industry strategy will be different. So depend upon your organization, you need to understand what is the best strategy for my products and you need to implement. But in this talk we are going to cover almost all important strategies because of which brands have got a success in their industry. Friends, first and the foremost is that define a clear brand purpose. What you are doing, or what is your purpose beyond the profit, beyond the the price which you are expecting. So why you exist? For example, we are into the medical devices manufacturing industry, so our purpose is to give healthy life, to give to life saving medical devices to the required patients globally. We export globally. We export mainly to the European market, to the American market, to the Latin American market. So our purpose is to give affordable but quality medical devices to needy patients in overall globe. So that's our main purpose. The best example of to and having a purpose is the Nike. Well, Nike is mainly they are targeting to the athletes, and their purpose is to inspiration and the innovation. So have a clear purpose behind your brand. The next is brand identity. Brand identity, to put it simply, no matter in which country you travel, you can understand the brand just at look at the brand. The best example is again the Coca-Cola. If you see the Coca-Cola bottle is the same wherever you go. If you see the logo of Coca-Cola, it is written on the red color on white branding. So it is the same, or it is in uniform in every country. So that is a brand identity. The next is maintain consistency across all channel. Friends, as I told you that we are into the medical device manufacturers. So what we do is that we have the same the brand logo, same font, same color of our branding or our messaging. Wherever we participate, let's say in the Indian conference, we have a same type of booth design, we have a same type of our logo, we have same color in our branding, our messaging is a uniform. No matter whether we are in India, no matter whether we are in European countries, or no matter we are in the American countries, so we have the same type of communication across all the across all the globe or across all the platform. Focus on the customer experiences. Again, it's very important. No matter what best your brand is, but if you are not focusing on the customer experiences, then it's very difficult to get success. The best example, friends, I give is the Starbucks experiences. If you go Starbucks cafe, you will have a nice ambience, hygienic place, empty or comfortable place to sit. You will have Wi-Fi connection. You will get very young vibe. The soothing music is playing. The same taste, coffee taste, whether you are having coffee in India or whether you are having coffee in the European countries or you are having coffee in anywhere in the world. So that is the experience which again and again we wanted to go to the coffee shop. The next is a compelling brand story. So what we or how we create a story or what actually we have is that the story of our brand, how it's working in, let's say, in India, how it's working in the Europe, how it's working in the Latin America, or let's say in the America. Then we share that story. What is the customer wanted to share with us, what is the customer's testimony about our product. So that story, our customer, our B2B channel partner wanted to hear, and then we create or we have that authentic story, and then we share, which our customer like to hear. The next is people by feeling. Friends, I would like to give here my personal example or in general example. For example, people buy feeling when it comes to the really luxury brands, when it comes to the car, whether comes to the clothing, whether it comes to the let's say bag. Why people buy luxury cars? They don't buy features. If they want, if they are looking for a features can be they can buy features, let's say in a 5 lakh rupees car. But why they buy, let's say, 50 lakh rupees car? Because of the feeling. Why they buy costly products like, say, let's say clothing? Because of the feeling, right? So feature can, they can get feature in a 200 rupees cloth also, but they are buying feeling because, or they are paying more for the same cloth because of the feeling. The next is focus on the brand authenticity is very important. So whatever you are committing, whatever you are saying, it should be authentic. Please do not make mistake by spreading something extra which your brand don't offer. So rather than lying to your consumers, rather than adding some features which your brand don't have, that is not good for long term brand equity. The next is create strong visual identity. The best example of this is the McDonald or McDonald logo. If you are traveling to any country, again, whether you are in city, whether you are in highway, if you see that yellow color McDonald logo, you can understand, okay, this is the McDonald where we can have some snacks. So rather than reading McDonald what they offer, by looking at only logo you can understand what they are offering. So create a logo or such a logo that you can, or your company or your brand can represent. The next is dominate one space before expanding. So this strategy I basically experience in the MNC. If you see, friends, most of multinational companies, they don't have 50 products. They have very limited products, but the products are unique. So what I'm trying to say is that create one product, create one brand, make it success, make it big, make it $1 billion brand, and then launch another brand, rather than having 50 brands and you will not have focus, and everywhere will be chaos. You are not able to manage, you are not able to focus, you don't know where we are leading. So before entering in that chaos, launch one product, launch one brand, make it success, and then go for another. This is the best strategy. Create memorable slogan. If I see Nike logo, I can remember just do it. So this is the slogan, which is very simple, easy to understand, easy to recall. Just do it. It's a kind of motivational slogan. So try to create a slogan which is very small, catchy, and should be inspirational or the motivational. The next is a story driven advertise. As I told you, the experience of our medical devices, then create a story and then convert that story into the advertisement which people will believe more. The next is a master social media branding. Now today's world is all about social media. You cannot ignore the power of social media. Gone those days where we used to advertise our products on the newspaper. Gone those days where we used to advertise on the television. Gone those days where we used to advertise on the magazines. Now everyone is on the social media. Why? Because there are so many reasons. It's a customer centric. Social media have that power which they can promote your brand, your product to the specific customer. For example, if I'm looking for a flight ticket from, let's say, India to Paris, once I click, once I log in with my email ID, once I visited one website, social media understand, okay, I am trying to get the ticket from India to Paris. Then all the brands who having flight from India to Paris, they can promote to me. It's a customer centric. They know the, okay, I am looking for the Paris ticket. So it's a very customer centric. You will get more returns on the investment rather than focusing on all the audience which or all the customer targeting customer base which may not buy your ticket. So is very effective tool of the marketing in the today's era. The next is build a community around the brand. You might have heard the best example of Harley Davidson motorcycle. They have community. Once you buy their car, buy their two wheeler or bike, you will have their community kind of get together. They travel to the mountains, they travel to the new places. So this is one of kind of marketing strategy. Because of that they got success. The next is be consistent in the brand voice. Understand first which is your target audience. Understand first what you are offering. Create a brand voice. It should be again very simple. People should understand very easily, and then be consistent on that brand voice. Don't get confused. Whether you are again in the India or whether you are in the global, you are promoting global, the brand voice has to be very simple. Okay, so there are so many example which I can give, but I don't want to complicate you. Next is collaborate with other brands. As we are collaborating as an Indian organization with, let's say, in the multinational with some US companies, so collaborate with brand. So what you will do, you have, for example, we are collaborating with US brand, so we have distribution channel in India. We understand the customer well, local customer well. So we need but MNC product. We need some good quality product. So we collaborate, we take product from USA and then we distribute. So this is beneficial for them also, for us also. So try to understand such type of organization which they are looking for the channel partner, and you at the same time you understand what is your strengths, what is your weaknesses, and the promote your strengths, which will help each other in the long run. The next is corporate social responsibility. In today's world, people understand which company is doing what, which company is involved in the let's say environment friendly products, which company is creating producing environment friendly products, which company is contributing towards the society, whether it's a charity, whether it's a society friendly decisions. So customer is well aware about who is doing what. So try to understand what is the society needs. Try to understand what is a social responsibility and focus on that so it will good for organization in the long run, and your consumer, your people, your customers will have a very different kind of image of your organization in the business community. Innovate constantly. Friends, can you buy iPhone 8? Can you buy iPhone 9? No. We always look for new version. We always buy recent version because no one likes old version. So innovate constantly. If you're not innovating, you may not survive in today's highly competitive world. So spend at least 10% of your revenue on the research and the development. Use data very wisely. Friends, data is a new oil. If you have customer data, if you have right customer data, if you have right business understanding data, then it is very easy to launch your product. It is very easy to create to the go market strategy, because you know where the customer is, you know where I can go, where I can go. If I'm putting my efforts in, let's say, in the European countries, there I have business. Okay, maybe not in a short gain, but after 6 months, after 1 year, I will get very good results, rather than the countries, the region where you may not get the business. The next is your employees are the best brand ambassadors. So give the training and the development to the employee. Convince your employee first. If you are able to get success by convincing your employee first about your product, about your organization culture, then they are the best advocates. They are the best, the spokesperson. They can speak very passionately about your products, about your company culture. The next is a rebrand when it necessary. There you can see there are so many example where they have rebrand again and again. For example, Colgate Total, and the Colgate etc. plus charcoal, and the Colgate menthol. So there are different Colgates. Rebrand it again and again, because customer may want to see, may want to buy new things always. If you are having, again, the second example is, if you are having 5 products and the 4 products are doing very well, but the fifth product has a quality, but because of some brand, because of some different brand name, is not able to get the success in the market. So try to rebrand that fifth product and try to again relaunch in the market with a different brand name. The chances are, there are chances to get a success in the market. The next is use scarcity and the exclusivity. You might have seen exclusive offer, limited festival offers. Because of that scarcity mindset, limited stock offer, customer buy more or quickly. The next is the educate, entertain, and engage, that we do in our medical device industry. We participate in the conferences, we educate our target audience, we educate our end users through conferences, through talk, through scientific talk, and then we engage, we entertain, and then end of the activity, end of this process, we get our consumer. Invest in the employee training. Friends, this is very important. Nowadays I have seen most of organizations, they are not investing in the employee training. I have seen those days where company used to invest 2 months, 3 months continuously on the training. They start with the basic, then at middle level, and then they go for advanced training. Invest in the training. Once you have trained employee, they will be best advocate, they are the right person, and most of consumer like to hear it from expert, They don't like to hear it from, okay, I don't know this one, I don't know that one, let me check with my boss, let me check with my organization. This type of reply no one likes. If you have trained employee, if you have trained expert, then the entire the presentation will be different. So invest on the training and the development part. The next is a global market. Friends, world is a small place. You cannot ignore global market. You cannot ignore international market. If you have quality product, if you have good packaging, if you have all the documentation, if you are ethical in the business, you will get very good success in the global business. You cannot ignore global business. The next is brand symbol, the brand symbol which have already discussed. The next, friends, is the emotional attachment with your brand. So by doing all this activity, customer will get attached emotionally to your brand and understand the loyalty of that customer and continue with that loyal customer. So friends, these are the some important topic which these are the some important strategies which I thought is very important to have a success in today's competitive world. If I miss anything, please feel free to comments in the comments box. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.